Priest Holmes converted some of the Bengals last time with 173 yards rushing. How would he do this time? Jim Harbaugh, handoff to Holmes. Pretty big hole. Tom, here's real good defense here.
Well, the hole is huge. Nobody can catch him. He does get down the field, gets to about the 20-yard line.
Sets up a touchdown for Teddy Marchibroda, 7-0 Ravens, who have had trouble scoring, but not today. Holmes, end zone, touchdown, 17-3, Baltimore. Every rushing touchdown this season by Holmes, all against Cincinnati. Priest Holmes today, 227 yards, 31-28. Indy 3-and-out. Priest Holmes, make him the Pope, 39 yards. Ravens lead. Ravens, quote, a 7-3 lead. Can you imagine during Hanukkah, Priest Holmes is going to have a 100-yard day? Light the candles for the Priest. What a great run. Whoop! And then he drags Titans inside the 10. Back into playoff consideration? Well, maybe. Second quarter, Tony Banks at home against New Orleans. Priest Holmes just before Christmas. More. Second quarter, a guy named Priest should be pretty good on Sundays, and Priest Holmes runs for 11 yards, helped setting up a field goal. 217 to 39, the yardage in the first.
I want you to go empty out all the water containers.
No, you better.
Andrew, who's in charge here? What's in it for you? Oh, it's too cold. Oh, I won't go let you get me either.
Super Bowl 35 earned the Ravens their 11th straight victory and a place high atop Pro Football Summit. A remarkable achievement by a team only 5 years old.
21 seconds of game time. Next Chiefs possession, Priest Holmes. Y'all got to give me that. Holmes had 51 total yards the first two games. He had 99 yards and 3 touchdowns in the second quarter alone in this one. Said Bruce Smith afterward on their tackling, it was downright disgusting. I'd like to use a few more adjectives, but I can't. Priest, 147 yards rushing, 78 yards receiving.
It's a run with Priest Holmes now. He ran it well, very well, at under 50 yards. But now here they go. Early fourth quarter, 26 yards, 20-9, touchdown. Holmes, 23 yards.
Yeah, and mysteriously, they continue to run, and you can see the clock right there, and eventually, we know what's going to happen.
Well, they get in the end zone. They make a 2-point conversion. It's 20-17. Days later, big game for Priest Holmes. 181 yards. 3 of them here. 19-0 Kansas City at the half. 20-19, they lead it. But Priest Holmes, running well on a Sunday, as a Priest should. Down to the 20. Holmes to the 12.
Holmes off tackle left, gets a block at the 10, breaks a tackle, angles left near front pylon. Touchdown, Kansas City!
The elements of the Vermeil system were taking hold. The ground. Priest Holmes added another chapter to his storybook season.
Off tackle left, gets a block from Richardson, slips into the end zone, touchdown, Priest Holmes.
I'm telling you, he's running as well as any back in the National Football League right now.
In 2001, Holmes was the best running back in the NFL, becoming the first Chief since Christian Okoye to win the league rushing title. A backup the year before with Baltimore, Holmes arrived in Kansas City with optimistic goals. It's safe to say he exceeded his and everyone else's expectations. With 1,555 yards, he set a new Kansas City single-season rushing record, earning him his first, but likely not his last, trip to the Pro Bowl. In addition, Holmes proved he wasn't just a one-dimensional back, hauling in a career-best 62 receptions. And his yards from scrimmage total was even higher than the numbers posted by league offensive MVP Marshall Faulk. Against Oakland in Week 13, Holmes became only the 3rd player in Chiefs history to record 100 yards receiving and rushing in a single game. A month later, Holmes reached another milestone.
Sprints behind Trent Green in motion. Draw play. Priest Holmes at the 35. Breaks outside at the 45. To the 50-yard line. Up the sideline and forced out of bounds. And that will be the rushing record for Priest Holmes. Of all the great ball carriers who have worn the red, white, and gold, Haynes, Garrett, Podolak, Delaney, Allen, and Okoye, none have had more rushing yards in a single season than the Priest.
Named offensive captain by his teammates, Holmes was also voted the club's Derek Thomas Award as the Chiefs' most valuable player of the 2001 season. Once an undrafted running back from Texas, this Priest truly was the answer to Kansas City's prayers. The running game should also be impressive, as the league's rushing champion defends his title. And as new faces add more firepower.
On the 33-yard play. During the high holy days, how about Priest Holmes with 4 touchdowns? I mean, it's unbelievable. Here's the second of the game for the guy that, well, won the rushing title last year. Now the fumble puts the Chiefs down 6 in business. Priest Holmes in big business. Wow. 31-30. And then 3 minutes to go. Look at Priest Holmes.
Yeah, Priest Holmes has that knack of seeing the hole, getting it cut, changing that east-west to north-south almost instantly, and he's a very, very tough runner.
NFL in Arrowhead against Priest Holmes, tied at 7-all. Now tied at 10. Holmes nowhere. No! He goes somewhere. Look at him go. 25-yard touchdown with a little help from his friends, Tommy.
Yeah, a little help from the quarterback, Trent Green, going to get downfield, get in front of him. If you're Arturo Freeman right there, number 27 coming in, you do not want to see this tomorrow on the game film.
NFL's leading scorer, NFL's leading rusher, Priest Holmes, adding to those totals. 10-7 Chiefs first quarter.
Have certainly stumbled throughout recent years, as many teams have. Trent Green did start. Priest Holmes, number 1 rusher. Denver Broncos, number 1 rushing defense. What would happen? Holmes, 9 yards draw. Then you'd only have to rush it. Just get him the ball. Priest to Yo Holmes, 13 yards. And then Yo Holmes will pitch it to you. This guy has become one of the most lethal weapons on the field in football. 11 yards. First and goal for the one. What do you think might happen?
I'm going to guess that it's Holmes again.
Yo Holmes, Judas Priest Holmes. Touchdown, 7-0 Kansas City. They can score. So later in the drive, Chiefs get the gift. First and goal from the 4. Who do you think is going to get it, Tom?
I'm going to guess Holmes.
You know what? You are the Swami Jr. 20. Who's going to get it, Tom?
Holmes.
Yo Holmes. Another touchdown. 34-20. The Chiefs are up by 4.
Plays to be had.
Priest Holmes with 3 touchdowns today has 14 TDs in the first 7 games. That's the best start anyone has ever had. Better than Emmett or Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson or TD or one of my favorites, Emerson Boozer, Hall of Famer. Okay, you go right on down the list. This kid.
It's not often that you find a guy who can run inside, outside, in between the tackles, who is just as good as he is inside the 5-yard line. The toughest thing in this league is getting the ball into the end zone. There are very few guys who are as adept at it as this guy is.
Just when you figure you know something, you know nothing. Priest Holmes. Chiefs bye last week. 7 straight games with a touchdown. That's 16 for him, Tommy. In Kansas City's 9th game, we're tied at 10.
Yeah, watch the patience here. Casey Wiggum, the center, the right tackle, John Tate. They're going to do a great job of getting outside. And look at the patience that Priest Holmes has. He waits for the blocking to develop.
Still 17-10 at the half. Figure against the Chiefs, you need as many points as you can get, but still. Priest Holmes, 43 yards. Down to the 4. Eventually, look at this guy keep going. But
With hands, that's an outstanding catch.
So the same drive, you know what moves even around the goal line by Priest Holmes. Another touchdown for him. Priest Holmes entered the game with 17. He would lead touchdowns. He would lead with more. Trent Green hands to Priest Holmes. 15-yard touchdown. Chefs score 4 minutes in the game. 10-7 Kansas City, second quarter. Green to Holmes. Yo, Holmes. Here's a block. Here's 2 blocks. And he could go all the way. 64 yards, 17-7.
Chiefs defense has already tied an NFL record by allowing an individual 300 yards passing 8 times. And then check out Priest Holmes. He needs just 11 games to reach 20 total touchdowns. That ties the NFL record established by Emmitt Smith in '95. O.J. Simpson and Jim Brown both reached 20 touchdowns in a season in 12 games.
Maybe today at home against Arizona, we could have some fun. And guess what? They did. Priest Holmes, 5-yard touchdown, 7-0 Chiefs. The 90-yard punt return, the hardest hit he got was from his own convoy. Priest Holmes, his 22nd touchdown, the NFL record a couple of years ago. Marshall Faulk, route his eye. Priest Holmes, looking to set all sorts of records. Looks across the field and sees Marshall Faulk. The record for touchdowns in one season, 26 by Faulk. Holmes going into the game with 22. Holmes, yo Holmes, 17 yards. Then 2 touchdowns today for Holmes.
Here we go. Priest Holmes. Forgive me, Father, for I know not how to stop Priest Holmes. 56-yard gain, 161 yards rushing in the game. But Holmes would limp off.
Plays teams were 8-8. Those would be the Chargers and the Chiefs last year, and both teams looking to make a move. Priest Holmes says he's back and healthy. You take a look here and you tell me, look at the burst, Thomas. He takes the player from Trent Green.
Yeah, when you start watching Priest Holmes, you want to see that quickness, especially when he gets on the corner. Here he takes the sweep. And look at the second gear as he shifts and gets to the end zone.
Wow. 47 yards accounted by Holmes, running and receiving on the drive. The 7-0 Chiefs from the 5, Kansas City. And here is Priest Holmes. I'm just going to get to the corner, and you're not. Touchdown. 183 total yards for Holmes. But the game was still early, and they have their priest. Tom, here's a 15-yard sermon by Priest Holmes.
Yeah, he just does such a great job of being patient and understanding running the football, and I love his aggressiveness. He always falls forward with the ball. That's an outstanding runner.
Or flies forward, Tom. 4-yard touchdown, 17-14.
His eyes to the football.
And there's the owner, Lamar Hunt, celebrating 27-17 lead. 4 yards for Priest Holmes. It's a confessional. 34-20.
All the way across the end zone. Makes that a pretty easy pick for himself.
And then here's Priest on a 30. Oh, with the move at the 5. 31-yard touchdown. I mean, I know that we counted 14 games last year and 1 this year. And so you really don't, I mean, it's not a record or anything, but his last 15 games, okay, he has yards from scrimmage almost 2,600, 29 touchdowns. The record in one season, 2,500, a little less than that by Marshall Faulk, and 26 TDs, same by Marshall. Houston's home opener, and Priest Holmes, Texas native, played ball in Texas, college, injured ribs, but you wouldn't know it by this. As Holmes, as he's done the first 2 games this year with a strong start. Here's a 7-yard pickup, and watch this, Tom.
Yeah, this is Kylie Wong out here, and as Priest Holmes goes by him, he's going to turn the Wong way. And we get Priest Holmes open behind him. You know, that's just a linebacker losing sight of a running back that you have to know exactly where he is.
Well, Holmes going the white way, and he cut it to a pudding tap with a 6-yard touchdown, and the Chiefs are 7-0.
Yeah, you know, I talked about Priest being such a patient back. Just watch at the line of scrimmage. Certainly you get the good push up front, but look at the patience. He actually puts his hand on the back of Tony Richardson to see where he's going to get the block on Coleman. Then he just leans outside, and what a great job of making it look easy.
So after Houston tied it, Priest Holmes says, "You wang?" It's a 5-yard touchdown, 14-7 Kansas City.
And again, you're going to see Priest Holmes again. Look at the patience. He does a great job of reading the block, lets everybody clear. Once he sees the pylon to the outside, knows he's got the speed, and he's got that great jump when he needs to get him into the end zone.
But again, Bidwell involved. But this time, it sets up Priest Holmes.
comeback on. For Meals Chiefs down far.